In the quiet hum of existence, where the noise of the world fades into a distant echo, a young traveler journeyed. His heart was a vessel, heavy with the weight of unanswered questions, his steps a rhythm of relentless seeking. He had walked through bustling cities and silent forests, his spirit yearning for a truth that seemed to elude him at every turn. The world, with its endless demands and fleeting pleasures, had left him feeling empty, a wanderer in a landscape of his own confusion. He sought not riches, nor fame, but something far more precious: clarity, a stillness of mind, a way to navigate the turbulent waters of his own thoughts and feelings. His journey was not just across lands, but through the intricate pathways of his own soul, a pilgrimage towards an inner sanctum of peace he had heard whispers of, but never found. His path led him to the high mountains, where the air was thin and pure, and the sky stretched out like a vast, cerulean canvas. Here, nestled among ancient peaks and whispering bamboo groves, was a village that time seemed to have forgotten. Life moved with the gentle pace of the seasons, in harmony with the rising and setting of the sun. It was here, he was told, that a wise sage resided, a man whose years were as numerous as the leaves on the gnarled trees, and whose wisdom was as deep as the mountain roots. With a mix of hope and weariness, the young man made his final ascent, the village appearing like a mirage, a sanctuary from the storm within him. He found the sage sitting by a tranquil pond, his eyes closed, a picture of perfect serenity. The air around him was still, charged with a palpable peace. The young man approached, his heart pounding, and bowed. "Master," he began, his voice barely a whisper, "I have traveled far. My mind is a relentless storm. I am lost in a maze of my own thoughts, tossed about by waves of anxiety and regret. I chase happiness, but it vanishes like a shadow. I run from sorrow, but it clings to me like a second skin. Please, teach me how to find peace. How do I quiet this storm?" The sage slowly opened his eyes. They were clear and deep, holding the wisdom of 1,000 lifetimes. He looked at the young man, not with pity, but with a profound and gentle understanding. He did not speak immediately, allowing the silence to settle, to become a space for listening. The breeze rustled the leaves, and a single petal drifted onto the surface of the pond, sending out slow, concentric ripples. "The mind you speak of," the sage began, his voice calm and resonant, like a low-toned bell, "is not your enemy. It is a tool. You are trying to fight the storm, but you cannot command the winds or the waves. You do not seek to stop the river from flowing, do you? You learn to build a boat, to use a rudder, to navigate its currents. Your thoughts are like this river. They are not you. They are simply events, passing through the landscape of your awareness." He paused, letting the words sink in. "You believe you are the storm, but you are the sky. The sky does not fight the clouds or the thunder. It simply allows them to pass. The storm comes, the storm rages, and the storm goes. And through it all, the sky remains, vast, unchanged, and peaceful. You seek to control your thoughts," the sage continued, his gaze steady and kind. "This is like trying to flatten the waves of the ocean with your hands. The more you struggle, the more turbulent the water becomes. The secret is not control, but observation. Watch your thoughts as you would watch clouds drift across the sky. Do not cling to the pleasant ones. Do not push away the unpleasant ones. Simply notice them. Ah, you can say, a thought of anger has arisen. Here is a thought of sadness. There goes a thought of joy. Acknowledge them, without judgment, and let them pass on their own." The young man listened, his brow furrowed in concentration. The idea was so simple, yet so radically different from anything he had ever tried. He had always been at war with his own mind. The sage picked up a small stone from the ground. "Your awareness," he said, holding the stone in his open palm, "is like this hand. Your thoughts are like the stones I could place upon it. You can choose to clench your fist around a thought, holding it tight, giving it all your focus and energy. When you do this, you feel its weight, its sharpness. It becomes your entire world. This is what you do with your anxieties and regrets. You clench them, and they cause you pain. But what happens if you simply open your hand? The stone is still there, but you are not grasping it. You can see it for what it is, just a stone. You can observe its color, its texture, without being consumed by it. And then, you can gently let it go." He let the stone fall to the ground. "Peace," the sage explained, is not the absence of thoughts. It is the absence of struggle with them. It is your natural state, the quiet space that exists beneath the noise. You have just forgotten how to access it. When a painful memory arises, do not run from it. Turn toward it with gentle curiosity. Where do you feel it in your body? What is its texture? Do not add a second layer of story, of judgment. This is terrible. I shouldn't be feeling this. Simply be with the raw sensation. Breathe into it. By observing it without resistance, you take away its power. It is like a shadow. When you shine the light of awareness on it, it begins to dissolve. Begin each day, the sage advised, with stillness. Before the world rushes in, sit for a few moments. Do nothing. Simply be. Notice the sensation of your breath, entering and leaving your body. This is your anchor to the present moment. The past is a memory. The future is a fantasy. Only this moment is real. When your mind wanders, as it will, gently and without criticism, guide it back to your breath. Again and again. This is not a failure. It is the practice itself. Each time you guide your mind back, you are strengthening your muscle of awareness. You are training yourself to be the master of your attention rather than a slave to your thoughts. The young traveler felt a shift within him, a glimmer of understanding. It wasn't about finding a magical solution, but about cultivating a new relationship with himself. Walk through the world with this awareness. The sage concluded, his voice a soft murmur. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Truly taste the food you eat. Listen, really listen, to the sounds around you and the words of others. Engage with your senses. This is the gateway out of the prison of your mind and into the vibrant reality of life. The storm will still come. Clouds will gather. But you will know yourself to be the sky. You will have a refuge, a deep and unshakable stillness within you that no external circumstance and no internal thought can ever truly disturb. The peace you seek is not in a distant land or a future moment. It has been here all along, patiently waiting beneath the noise, waiting for you to come home to yourself. The young man sat in silence, the sage's words washing over him like a gentle rain, cleansing the dust from his weary soul. The ripples on the pond had stilled. The sun was beginning to set, painting the sky in hues of orange and violet. For the first time in a long time, he was not thinking about what he should do next or what he had done wrong. He was just there. He felt the cool evening air on his skin. He heard the distant call of a bird. He saw the light fading on the water. And in that simple, profound moment of being present, he felt a quiet, spacious peace settle within him. The storm had not vanished, but he could see the sky through the clouds. His journey was far from over, but he now knew the direction was not outward, but inward. He had found his path, and he knew, with a certainty that resonated in the core of his being, that it was the path home. Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more journeys into the heart of wisdom.